Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Tia Lies podcast with me, Tia. Today I'm embracing life with optimism. I mean, that's really powerful. I'm embracing life with optimism. So last week, a quick update. Last week, my doctor started to see a little bit of slight movement in the right direction. And this week, I feel like we're finally getting the party started. All of my hard work and effort and treatments and all this fun stuff that I've been doing. Well, not all fun stuff, but fun stuff to get the end result that I want. To hear that we're seeing even more movement is just, it puts you into this overdrive of positivity. I mean, yesterday was, a really hard day. It was a treatment day and test day mixed into one. So I like to say it like this. It's my true test of myself and my inner strength day. And I call it, I'm getting liquid love. I'm one step closer to getting towards remission. And, now I look at it like I'm embracing life with optimism. Yesterday was one of the most beautiful days that we've had in upstate New York in a long time. And I was so grateful for every moment of it. I mean, I got to come home from my treatment, sit down outside and just enjoy the sun coming down on me. It was just such a beautiful moment. I was able to talk with my mom for a while on the phone, talk to a few of my friends. I mean, it was just really a really nice, beautiful moment. And I actually sat there and I said, okay, I have one treatment down this week. I have one more to go on Thursday, and we're seeing progress. We're seeing positive movement. I mean, this is huge. It's like I'm so looking forward to this well-deserved break / rest from treatments, but I'm also looking forward to how important this rest is, how important this break is, because I need to know, and the doctors need to know, are the treatments doing their job, and is my body going to respond when the treatments stop, temporarily? So I had some really, really pretty painful tests yesterday. I had a bone marrow aspiration, which is yucky, and I had a chemo treatment. And, it's like we're eagerly awaiting these results to see how far my body has come on this roller coaster ride of cancer that I'm on. And I'm so incredibly thankful for the positive direction that I'm heading in all areas of my life. I mean, just all areas of my life. So I figured today would be the best day to share some of my strategies for staying motivated through challenging and embracing, each day with purpose. So, I mean, it's really, really important to know what are some of my strategies that I do to stay motivated through these challenging times, and how do I truly embrace each day with purpose? I need to make sure that each day I accomplish something huge. That is my magical combination here of how I'm mentally getting through this. If I can say to myself before I go to bed that I have accomplished something every single day, like I said on the last podcast, it's all about being in perspective, being in the now of where you're at. And I apologize. My throat is kind of hoarse. I've been trying to get fluids in, but my stomach is still just not feeling 100%. So, that's just, being authentic, and I'm just telling you where I'm at. So I created this podcast as a place for me to share my authentic journey and to share the behind the scenes of how I am beating acute myeloid leukemia and not the best stage. I don't even like to say the rest of my diagnosis because I don't want to give energy to it. I'll say acute myeloid leukemia because that's just a thing. But if I get into more details of like how sick I really was, then I'm giving it way too much energy. So today is a extremely tough pain day for me. And I could spend, it's just a really tough pain day. And it's really sometimes it's hard to stay strong and positive when you have these difficult days. But, there are techniques that I do and things that I say to myself to get me to get back on the right path. I mean, I haven't even spent that much time yet talking to you guys about how I dealt with losing my hair. I mean, I really haven't spent any time really talking about the behind the scenes of what happened during the hair loss process. It was, it's funny. It's like I was on chemo and radiation treatments for almost a year and didn't lose hardly any of my hair. I was doing cold head therapy that helps to slow down the hair loss during those. I didn't have a lot of hair loss. So when I got sicker and the treatment plan changed and got more aggressive, I learned that, not all chemo, you don't lose your hair with every chemo treatment plan that, you just don't. I mean, you just don't. So, but when I lost my hair, well, the truth is it's really not always easy to snap myself back into positive thinking and coming from a place of love and gratitude when I'm hurting this bad, when I'm bald, when I'm this, when I'm that. It's not easy. I guess that's my whole point. But I do it anyways because I say to myself, Tia, you want to live. You want to live the dream of your lives, right? You want to live the dream. You want to live the dream. You want to live the dream life. I don't really know what that dream life is at the moment. I mean, I have an idea of what I want it to look like, but I have to do it anyways. So doing it when you think you can't do it, or you're hurting too bad, or you're this, or you're that, or whatever, that's when you have to do it anyways. That's when it matters the most. That's when it matters the most. So let's start with, how am I making losing my hair fun now? And to be honest, it wasn't always that way in the beginning. This has been like a marathon, not a sprint. And I'm going to completely speak my truth. When I was staring in the mirror, I was looking at myself and it was like a deer looking at headlights, a deer in headlights. To say it destroyed me at that time would be a complete understatement. It devastated me to my core that describes it better. I mean, hearing that it's going to grow back, you look beautiful without hair. I mean, it's all wonderful. I mean, and you're so thankful that you're getting that positive feedback from people, but you're sitting there staring at yourself in the mirror saying, who am I? Where did I go? I mean, I sat there staring at myself and I was like, wow, I never knew that this is what people fighting for their life, going through these treatments that have lost their hair. And you don't just lose your hair on your head, you lose your eyebrows, your eyelashes, arm hair. I mean, you name it, anything that you're used to seeing, the hair is involved, it's gone. I mean, how would you know all this unless you live it? I mean, it's like the true behind the scenes of everything. Until you watch your hair fall out in clumps, have eyelashes constantly falling into your eyes. And yes, let me pause for a moment. I was one of those people. I actually did take each eyelash that I found, put it on my wrist, and blew it off and made a wish. I did that so many times that I was so thankful for every wish that I got. But, it's just, you have to take lemons and make lemonade, right? So that's what I was doing. I mean, who is really ready for this type of thing? Said no one. I mean, like really. So what did I do when I took my hat off the very first time and clumps of hair fell out? I got pissed. I mean, like beyond pissed. I can't even really explain the level of how upset I was, but I went upstairs and I said some really not so nice words. I mean, I was in rare form. I was like angry. I grabbed the hair clippers and I started buzzing what hair I had left at the time off. I said, I'm not waking up to hair on my pillow every morning, like on this level. I just literally got to the point where I just could not hear it. I just couldn't handle it anymore. Hair was flying all over the bathroom. I didn't even give a crap really about it. I was just so angry, pissed, sad. It was like all wrapped into one. I really can't even explain the moment fully, because it was like I was buzzing my head. While I was buzzing my head, okay, I was thinking of like the weirdest things. I was like, well, every time I used to get my hair cut, I would go for the same trim with the same layers. And like, I would always get like highlights and maybe lighter browns and darker browns and highlights and lowlights and all this other stuff. And I've even tried being blonde before. I could barely hold the clippers while I'm thinking about all this stuff because my treatments had made me feel so weak, but I didn't stop. I just kept buzzing my hair off and, hair was just flying everywhere. It was really like one of the most weird moments I've ever had in my entire life. I was thinking, Tia, why are you thinking about getting your hair done when you're buzzing your hair off? And why are you thinking about how you used to style your hair and put your hair up in ponytails and messy buns and, all the stuff that you used to do with your hair while you're buzzing it off? Like, what is going on right now? Then tears filled my eyes and I felt myself slide down the wall of the bathroom. And I was sitting on the floor, running my hands through all of the hair that I had just buzzed off of my head. So I sat there on the floor, with my hands, and I'm holding my hair. And then I looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, oh my God, I can't get away from mirrors. Ugh. So I'm sitting on the floor and I look at myself in the mirror my dressing mirror. And I was like, great. Now I don't feel good on the inside because of these treatments and the medicine that they have me on. And now I don't feel good on the outside. I feel like this is just like freaking fantastic. And then this like wave came over me and it said, yeah, okay, all right. We need to get control. You have to find a way to stay positive, strong, so that you can win this. I said, okay, all right. So I have to learn how to wear wigs, do makeup. I need to learn how to highlight and contour my face. I need to stay extremely moisturized and really take as good of care of my skin as I ever have in my entire life. I need to learn how to do eyebrows. I didn't know how to do eyebrows. I didn't know how to glue on eyelashes. So I put on a hat. I grabbed one of my hats and I went downstairs. I started this new journey of like, okay, so I have to learn somewhere. So I started watching YouTube videos like over and over again. I was like a watching machine and I was practicing doing makeup and eyebrows like I practice my puck handling skills through the house, because all of you know that I love ice hockey. So I spent the time learning how to do makeup to look healthy for me, not for everyone else. It was for me, because the healthier I looked, the better I felt. I needed to look in the mirror and see me, because I missed me. I took for granted looking at healthy me in the mirror when I got in the shower and the mirror when I got out of the shower. You know, I looked healthy with makeup, healthy without makeup. I mean, most of us do. We just take it for granted. So the only thing that I don't do, that I have practiced over and over and over again, are eyelashes. Fake ones are just not for me. I found that once I get my makeup done, I feel like my mood has already gone up about 5 million notches. And I don't even notice that I don't have the eyelashes on. I mean, I don't even have, I don't have eyelashes, but you don't even notice them. Wearing wigs is actually fun. They actually make getting ready faster. I mean, I'm going to actually have to make adjustments for my getting ready routine when my hair grows back. I get to wear my Bruins hat all the time. I mean, I wear it over a wig, and it's so much fun. It's like bing, bada, boom. My hair's done, my hat's on, and I'm ready to go. I found the more that I feel good about how I look when I look at myself really helped me to attract feeling better about the situation. And that's why I do it. I mean, this whole experience, wrapped up in a nutshell, has forever given me the best gift. I mean, it has changed me in the most beautiful ways. I will never be the same Tia, and how could I be after this? I mean, I think about that all the time. I am a new version of myself, which, honestly, I'm saying this from a place of love. I mean, I love myself, this version, this new rebirthed version of myself, even more now, if that's possible. I mean, I always loved myself as a person, but now I just love myself even more. This was a true magical moment for me that happened. It all comes down to this. It's when you face death head on and you say, okay, yeah, come on, bring it. Bring it. I know I'm going to win, so bring it. I mean, I was personally handed a huge gift called a second chance at life. I mean, that's how I look at this. I was given a second chance at life. And that's not something that you're given every day. I asked myself, what are you going to do with this huge gift? My answer was, live my best life. Live my best life. I don't know exactly, detail for detail, like what that is, but everything, and I mean everything, shifts within you in that moment when you have that clear moment, that moment of clarity where you're like, nope, got to change this. Nope, got to work on that. Got to do this, got to do that. And then you just start doing it. That shift is like, it's here to stay. And the moment you know you're going to win, or you feel like you've already won, your life goals change. You worry about what you just stop worrying about what other people think. It's like you've opened up the front door and it all flies out, because we don't realize how much we worry about what other people think all the time. They're not even living your journey, and you're worried about what they think. So it just flies out the door, because you're like, you know what? They'll either get on the train with you or they won't. And either one is fine. You have that knowing of what you want in your life and what you don't want in your life. And the more you identify all of these things, the happier you get, the more peace you're at. And it just goes on and on and on and on. And then you realize everything is possible. Everything is possible. Never give up and truly believe that everything is possible. I am beating the cancer odds when doctors were honestly not sure I would due to some of my pre-existing conditions. I have some serious medical conditions that when you mix them with acute myeloid leukemia, it's not a really good outcome. Okay? It's like putting salt in a recipe instead of sugar. In a cake. Just, how does that cake come out? Kind of salty. So it was kind of like one of those situations. But I said to myself, everything is possible if you believe it to be possible. So I wanted to also say a quick shout out to everyone that has reached out to me on my podcast. I just wanted to take a quick moment and really say thank you, because it really makes a big difference and it keeps me going. And I was actually contemplating skipping this week because I was like, I'm in so much pain. I can't believe it. Can I stay focused for that long? Can I sit for that long? So I just wanted to remind you that if you have any questions, you can always email me at info@tialize.com. That's TIALIZE.com. And I'd love to hear from you. So I also wanted to go on to another strategy that I do. I am looking forward to hearing the doctor say, wow, we don't understand how this happened. This is so amazing. You're in remission now. We've never seen anything like this. You went from here to there and over to there and blah, blah, blah. We've just never seen anything like this happen. And, I get the opportunity at that moment to say to them, well, yes, you have. What about now? Right now, right here, you've seen it happen. Mind over matter, you've seen it happen. I've already won this leukemia battle. The recovery has begun from the treatments. I call it liquid love that, I need to win this current battle. But, we have to take a pause here for just a moment, because I just want everyone that's listening to know that no, I do not live in fantasy land. Yes, I know it's not over yet, but, and I know that I have to keep fighting, and I am going to keep fighting because I am a warrior. But I know that currently I'm not living my best life yet. I'm not living the life of my dreams at the moment. But with all the shifts that I've made while doing the internal work during this journey, it's helped me to map out through, the shifts that I have, I am living my exact life of my dreams, and that I've already won this battle. And, what I want to hear my team and doctors say. I wanted to take this moment so that everybody understands that when I say these things that I've already won, it's just mind over matter. The more you think and say out loud the life and what you want to happen, the more you're going to get more of that. All I do is I keep it really simple. I let go of all the thoughts of the things that I don't want, and I focus only on the things that I do want. So I stop every moment that I have this self-doubt, and I visualize. I feel the feelings of what it truly feels like to live in my perfect health life. What am I doing? Where am I living? Who am I with? How do I feel? It's just keeping yourself moving forward in the most positive place, from a place of love and gratitude at all times. It's really that simple. So, I'm coming live from my house with a rate of maybe 20 out of 10 pain. And, I'm still able to come from a place of love and gratitude, because guess what? I'm alive. I'm here. I'm getting word that I'm winning this. I mean, do I find myself getting nervous about the possibilities of what could go wrong during the 2 weeks? Yes. I just shut it off and I turn on the positive valve of I go back to what I visualize the doctors saying to me. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's always easy because it's not. So I don't want to come from like, I don't want you guys thinking that I live in fantasy land because I don't. You got to turn it off sometimes and you got to rewind and go back and adjust there. So, it's all about just moving forward. Like my grandma Ruth used to say, inch by inch, life's a cinch, yard by yard, it's very hard. And this journey, thank you for, taking the time to listen to this and be participating in it. So stay tuned for next week. We're going to have more of what I'm doing when no one is looking, like I always like to say, to win this current battle with cancer and with life. I'll be starting, like I said before, I'm interviewing people right now to see who would be a really good fit to come on this show with me, because I think it's really important to have other stories involved here, because I want to show like the overlap of different warriors that are just remarkable people and going through their own journeys. Some of them have already, hit the success where they, want to be, and some are on the way still, which is, it's going to be a real variety of different stories, which I'm really, really excited about. So I leave you with this, like I do on every podcast. Remember to love yourself first. And no matter what you're going through right now, you have to remind yourself. Sometimes you have to take multiple times a day. You have to remind yourself this. It doesn't have you. Whatever you're going through right now does not have you. I have cancer, but cancer doesn't have me. Make today your best day ever. I mean, do something special for yourself today. Make it the best day ever. Even on my worst pain days, I find some way to make it the best day ever before I go to sleep, so that I wake up in the morning and say, okay, it's time to live another best day. Know that you can always reach out to me if you have any questions or if you just want to say hello. Until next time, I love you all.